Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm gonna share with you some of the books that are coming out this year or that have come out in the last few months and that I'm really excited to read. There are 20 books on this list and I'm going through it in order of release. First on this list is Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Alban, and also together with this book You're the Problem, It's You by the same author because it's part of a series. To be honest, I don't remember when I heard about these books. I think it was somewhere last year and I've never read anything by this author. I don't know anything about them or anything that they've written, if they've written something before, but the titles, as some of you may know, are Taylor Swift lyrics, and that was reason enough for me to add them to my TBR, and I'm just excited to find out what they're about. Next is The Fake Dating Game by Timothy Janowski, and this is an author that I've read most, if not all, of the books that he's released so far, and I pretty much enjoyed all of them, so I'm really excited to see what this one is about, and it's called The Fake Dating Game. Fake dating is my jam. I will drink that up every single time. Next is Escaping Mr. Rochester by L.L. McKinney. And again, I have no clue what this book is about. But Mr. Rochester, it just immediately reminded me of Jane Eyre. And as an English graduate, almost anything that reminds me of any of the books that I've read while I was in college, for some reason, always appealed to me. I don't know. Next is Most Ardently by Gabe Cole-Noboa and Pride and Prejudice. What else can I say? I'm a sucker for anything Pride and Prejudice related. I'm simple like that. Next up is a book that I have already read. Is How You Get the Girl by Anita Kelly. I read another book by this author last year. Really enjoyed it. It's part of that same series, but I didn't know that, so I haven't read the second book. Really want to get to it this year, but still, I really enjoyed How You Get the Girl, even without having read the one in the middle. I was really excited to read it, and it did not disappoint. Next is Momo Arashima Breaks the Mirror of the Sun by Misa Sugiura. Probably butchered that last name. This is the second book in the Momo Arashima series, and I'm really excited to get to it. It's like Percy Jackson by making Japanese mythology instead, and I thought it was such a good idea, and it was so well executed in the first book. And I'm really excited to get to the second book. Next is The Perfect Guy Doesn't Exist by Sophie Gonzalez. And Sophie Gonzalez is probably one of my favorite authors. I've loved every single book I've read by her. I think I've read all of them. I'm only missing the first one, I think, but everything else I've read, I have loved. It's almost always an instant favorite. So really excited to get to this one and hope it lives up to my expectations. Next is also a book that I have already read. It's The Boyfriend Subscription by Steven Salvatore. And again, this author, I read two of their books before. I read a few of their books before, and this one I was excited to get to because it's a Pretty Woman retelling but make it queer. So I was really excited to read it, and it was good. I enjoyed it. I talked a little bit more about my feelings about this book in my January, February, and March wrap-up, so you can go watch that if you want to know more about how I felt. Next is The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. Again, another author that I've really enjoyed everything I've read by them so far. I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, the entire series. The last book, it baffled me so much. I was not expecting it to go there. And then I also read Five Survive last year, and I also really enjoyed it. I don't think as much as Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but still. And then this is their new book, and I'm really excited to get to it. Next is Here We Go Again by Alison Cochrane. I think I pronounced that right. I'm always mispronouncing the last names, I'm sorry. Again, this is an author that I read a few of her books. I read The Charm Offensive and Kiss It Once for Me, and I really enjoyed both of them. I think I read both last year. And they were fun, cute, quick little reads that I really enjoyed, so I'm hoping that I will like this one just as much. Then we have Otherworldly by F.T. Lukens. I read 3 of their books in the past. In Deeper Waters, So This Is Ever After, and Spellbound. And all 3 of them have been really good. I've enjoyed them so much. So This Is Ever After is the first one I read by them. And then I also read In Deeper Waters, which was also a lot of fun. And I think I liked it a little bit more. And then last, Spellbound, I read it last year, and that was so good. And yeah, I cannot wait to read the next one. I've really enjoyed their writing and their stories so far, so I hope I like this one just as much. Next is The Sunshine Court by Nora Sakavik. Now, hear me out. I know the All for the Game series can be a bit controversial because of the themes and how they're exploring everything. and also the writing is debatable, but they're my babies. I loved those characters and I will defend them with my entire life, so I'm excited to see what that has in store for all of the characters from the All for the Game series. Next we have This Is Me Trying by Raquel Marie. Again, I have read a book by Raquel Marie, so this time it's not just Taylor Swift pushing me to do this. So yeah, it's another Taylor Swift song title reference in there, and I'm basic. I'm a sucker for Taylor Swift. What can I say? In this case, I have read another book by this author before and I really enjoyed it, so I'm hoping that this one is just as good. The cover also really intrigues me, so I'm really excited to read this one. Next is Truly Madly Deeply by Alexandria Bellafleur. Again, another author that I've read most of her books so far, I think, and I really enjoy the way she writes romance, and yeah, I'm excited to get to this one as well. Next is You Should Be So Lucky by Kat Sebastian. Now, I've never read anything by them, but I believe I saw this on my feed on Goodreads. Someone had like added them to their want to read list or was reading them. The title was interesting, then I read the plot, and it's sort of a sports / reporter, famous person romance, and also a sucker for anything revolving someone that's famous and someone that's not. Yeah, I love it. So that was quickly added to my TBR. Next is The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. Again, Casey McQuiston, I read everything they have released so far. I loved it. Red, White, and Royal Blue is still one of my favorite books to date. So yeah, really excited to pick up this one, hopefully as soon as it comes out, because it sounds really interesting and I'm really excited to see what they have in store for us. Next up is Celestial Monsters by Aidan Thomas. This is the second book in the Sunbury Trials series, and again it's also mythology related, which I'm always a sucker for, and I'm really excited to get to it because I loved the first book in the series and I've also loved anything else that I've read by Aidan Thomas so far, so I'm pretty excited for this book to be released. Next is Prince of Glass and Midnight by Lindsay Miller. That's the third book in the Disney Princess series, and it's Cinderella retelling from Prince Charming's perspective. Cinderella has never been my favorite Disney princess, but I really enjoy Prince of Song and Sea from this series, so I'm really hoping that I would like this one as well. I still have to read Prince of Thorns and Nightmares, and I'm really hoping that I get to do it soon because, again, Lindsay Miller has never failed me with her writing and with her stories, so really excited to continue reading her books. And then last on this list, but definitely not least, is a book that does not even have a title yet. It's the second part in the Scarletville duology by Shelby Myron. The title has not been revealed yet, the cover has not been revealed yet, but it's meant to be released later on this year towards I think it's October, November, and I'm really hoping it does not get pushed back. Please do not get pushed back, because I just finished reading The Scarlet Veil last month, I believe, and no, I can't wait with that ending too long. Please don't push it back. I need this book in my life yesterday. Thank you. So those are all the 20 books that I have for you today that I'm really excited to get to read throughout this year, hopefully. But what about you? Tell me which 2024 releases are you most excited about down in the comments so that I can maybe add them to my TBR. As always, thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye!